This is question 1.233, solving the system using Gaussian elimination. This is a case of no solution, and see what happens in matrix when you try to solve a system that has no solution. So first, write in augmented matrix 2, 0, 3, 3, and 4, negative 3, 7, 5, 8, negative 9, 15, 10. So you can put a dot here to separate the coefficient matrix. So now what I like to do is, this is the leading term. It's not 1 yet, but I want to make 1 later. But I like to make these to entry to 0. So what I like to do is negative to R1 and add to R2 and back to R2. So that will be 2, 0, 3, and 3. And that will be 0, because that becomes negative 2, and it's negative 3. And negative 6 plus 7 is 1. And then negative 6 plus 5 is negative 1. And then for the same thing, to get rid of this 8, so I'm going to multiply negative 4 copies of R1 plus R3 back to R3. So that will be 0, because that's negative 8. Now negative 9. And then that will be negative 12. So it will be positive 3. That will be negative 12 again. So it is negative 2. So now I made these 0, but now I want to make this guy 0. So eventually I'll change that to 1. So to make that term to 0, I multiply negative 3 copies of R2 and plus R3. So that will change to 2, 0, 1, 3, and then that still doesn't change, negative 1, and that negative 9 will be 0, because that's 9. So that's a negative 3, so add to 3 is 0. So that is a positive 3 now, add negative 2 is positive 1. Now, if you look at the very last term, this is, what is meaning of that? What is meaning of this? Meaning of that is 2, 0, 0, 0, negative 3, 0, 1, 1, 0 times x1, x2, x3 equals to 3, negative 1, and 1. That is the meaning of this. Now, so if you look at the very last row here, I mean, the last row, what I mean by that is, okay, the last row is, this is x2 and x3, and then what they mean here is this last row is 0 times x1 plus 0 times x2 plus 0 times x3 equal to 1, right? So that's impossible. So the entire system has no solution. You don't need to go any further. Okay, when you have all zeros and then it is equal to 1, okay, then it's no solution.